next thing I want to talk about is these watering spikes that I've got all around the garden. So I have a lot of potted plants, and at some point, hasn't happened yet, but at some point I'm going to get some drip set up. But right now I move a lot of things around, and the watering spikes have turned out to be a really nice solution for keeping things pretty decently watered, especially right now. So this is a Tamarillo plant that's kind of getting buffeted by pests and the heat right now, and it is not a fan, so I might have to move it. They are not, as I understand it, a fan of this heat. Anyway, back to the spikes. So you may have heard of something called an Oya, which is basically a terracotta like vase that is buried in soil. And I really liked that concept because you can come along and fill up this buried vase, and water is going to wick from it into the soil and basically be a self-watering system. So this is kind of an inverted Oya. There is a terracotta spike here, and I just have a bottle, an old wine bottle, sticking out of it. And this has been a very nice solution to... So I couldn't put an Oya in a pot like this. I mean, I could, but, after the fact, after the pot's already set up and established, burying an Oya in here would be a bit of an annoyance. So I've got these spikes, and it's basically the opposite thing. The vessel of it is above the ground, and you kind of have a visual aid for when you need to refill it. And I got free bottles because I have a wine fan living here. So I get free bottles over time, and I'm slowly filling out the number of watering spikes that I have all over the garden. Here's some more. One right there. And as I said, I do want to get drip set up in the garden, but it's not going to be a perfect solution in all cases. So this is kind of another tool in the chest, so to speak. It's the opposite of an Oya in some ways. The vessel's above the ground. You can see what's going on here with the water level. And if I want to move stuff around, I can do so without having to redesign a drip system. And the other thing that I've found I really like about these is it's taught me a lot about how much water different plants are using. So I have some here. This is a strawberry guava. It's producing heavily right now. And I bet you this is empty. Oh, it's not, but maybe every 3 days I come out here and this bottle is empty because it's just a really heavy drinker right now because it's producing all this fruit. So this has been a great indicator on teaching me how much particular plants' water usage has been. So right here we got a banana, and this one doesn't use quite as much as the strawberry guava right now, but this one will be empty maybe every week. And then we got the ground cherry right here, aka Cape Gooseberry. This one will be empty maybe every 4 to 5 days. And then we got a goji berry right here, and this one is just starting to flower and starting to put on fruit. So I bet I'll notice this one start to use more water, and that'll be reflected in this water level here. Right now it's not doing a lot, but as it starts to produce more heavily, I'm sure I'll notice it. And it's just a really useful indicator, having that water level above ground. Especially since a lot of what I'm doing is experimental in a lot of ways. This is really great to learn about the plant's needs. Not to mention the difference in season, because it's summer right now. Today was a 90-degree day. So they're using more. So I'm reiterating myself now, but I have some here that don't have bottles yet. So I can just come along and fill up the bottle. This one's got some water in it still, you can see. And I just use this as an indicator. Even after it's empty, you still probably want to wait a little bit. You don't want to be overwatering necessarily. But at the same time, some other plants will want to be wet the whole time. You don't want to get some of this drying out, but some of that's just because of the weather. Like here, we've got some apples coming in. It's looking pretty nice. And over here, I'm trying it in my raised beds, and I think of all the ones where I'm trying it, this one has been the most successful. The plants here have taken to having the watering spikes in between each plant pretty nicely. These are some peppers right here. These are snacking peppers, so I've just got the spike in between the two plants. And I still, water the plants themselves when I fill up the spikes and the bottles, but this is kind of just a backup, so to speak. And I wouldn't go on the record saying that it's a perfect system, not by a long shot, but it seems to be helping. And again, I'm learning about how much water the plants need during the season when they're producing. Each time I go to fill it up, because I have a visual representation of how much they've drank. So it's just another tool out there. It's not the be-all end-all, but it could be an interesting solution, any particular thing you're trying to do. And I have found that they are a bit more affordable than Hoyas. So yeah, it's something to explore if you're interested in different watering solutions.